So you have been on the show. Wait, you've been on the show for 13 seasons, right?
13.
13, yes. Which is basically 13 years. You're basically the matriarch of Housewives of Atlanta. Todd even went as far as to call you the queen. They hate on you because you're the queen of the show. Do you feel like the matriarch? Do you feel like the queen?
No.
Really?
I mean, technically, I got to be considered the matriarch just because, like you said, I've been the longest running housewife. But anytime you get a person that's an OG from season 1, they always be like, "We the OGs." So I always give them their respect because they were season 1 and I was not. And I came in season 2, but I have been here the longest.
Yes, I think you might be the longest. Means that you are there. If you stay around, you might be there. Are you staying around?
As of now, yeah.
Okay, as of now, yes. Okay, people have been coming to me like, I feel like Kandi should leave the show. Because we know that
all the time.
They do, but you are on this journey to EGOT status. So my thing is, if you left the show, you would have more time to do the Broadway, to do the TV, to do the movies, write some soundtracks. You can be in there with Beyonce, get nominated for that Oscar.
Well, no, I personally feel like, I make the most of my 24 hours. You know what I mean? I'm doing a lot. Nobody's gonna stop me as far as going towards my dream. So things are done over time. I don't expect my dream of the EGOT to happen tomorrow, but it's gonna happen. Because I'm working towards it. And, I think that Real Housewives has been, a great addition to everything else that I've been doing. So, I'm not saying that I, have to be here forever because, the powers that be may, I don't know.
You don't be over it. Sometimes I feel like you be over it. Like, I'll be watching.
Oh, for sure.
Like, your relationship with Sheree Marlowe is not, like, they expect a lot of you, but they're not doing the same things.
Yep. Right. Sheree as well. Like Sheree been on here telling everybody, acting like I did her so dirty by not telling her what Drew and them had said. And then somebody pointed out to me, they was like, but girl, she didn't tell you when doggone Kim Zolciak had said that's the crazy stuff about you that year.
I know it was kind of funny to even imply that. We were just never in life have I ever tried to come onto you in any kind of way. Like I said, and then I was pissed at you because I was like, how could you allow her to say that and never even mention it to me? Address it. And then when I did see it, and I said something to you, said she did say it, right?
I said yes.
Yeah, you said she said it. But then when you said that you didn't say it. Now I even asked you, I said, well,
let me tell you about Kandi. When I look at my box.
Oh, this is getting juicy. I said I would literally
I've heard that before. I didn't think it was a big deal.
What before?
About you licking box.
You saying that you heard that I was trying to get with Kim? Come on, yeah, I know all this stuff about me and Todd. We weren't even cool when I met Todd.
Still, I also know a lot about, Kandi. But I'm just saying the threesome part with the hubby. Yeah. The elevator's not going to the top floor if you want to share your man.
That's what happened.
Okay. Can you defend her husband, Aaron Ross, for standing up and saying, stop effing with my wife?
I didn't feel like that needed to be defended. His wife was emotional, child, and they had been tearing her up. They had been reading.
What's up? What's up?
What's up? You sound like a dude. What's up?
I like some stuff that you want to say or something and you're just not saying it. When I'm talking, you're looking at your phone.
Tonight?
Yeah, tonight. Whenever I'm talking, you disengage and I see
I don't
you do
even
that.
have my phone, Sonia.
Well, you're looking at something.
My phone is in my bag over here.
Well, I don't know
I'm
what
not
you want.
disengaging.
It feels like you, Kenya, have been ungrateful because I have gone above and beyond. I've been an amazing host.
Ooh, the ego tonight, baby. It is on
not
fire.
Ego.
It is ego. I'm an amazing host. I did this. I did that. You're
Everybody
ungrateful.
else has been every time.
I
Yes, everybody.
Okay.
No.
I want to talk about how I felt about you not having us at your thing.
Yeah.
Okay, my feelings were it was very disrespectful because, okay, hold on, I'm going to speak and then you're going to listen. So we decided, okay, this is great. We'll be there for her. We'll be on time.
Well, you weren't the day before.
Well, we're talking about this,
Well,
right?
I'm saying you're talking about disrespect.
Are you talking? Are you talking? Are you listening? Are you talking? No, it's not. I'm actually talking, so you need to be quiet and listen.
You're not going to tell me you allow me.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Because I just asked you to be quiet. I just did, and I just asked you to be quiet. You're doing the Drew. You're doing the Drew.
Because you're rude.
I have been very nice.
No, you haven't been very nice.
I've also been very nice and forgiving.
You've been forgiving of what? What have I done to you to forgive me?
Your attitude is in the toilet right now.
Excuse me?
Your
because of how you
attitude
speak
is
to
in the
me,
toilet.
Kenya, I do feel like we started off, and I really did like you, and I really did want to get to know you. Every time I tried to get an answer out of you, you wiggle out of it. You will say something else. You never address what you have done to me.
I don't even know what you're talking about because I don't
oh my
work
God.
in the realm.
You're going to keep saying that? You're not trying to hear me.
I don't work in the world of abstract thought.
The problems I have with you, Kenya, is I feel like you can be very dismissive. You can be very dismissive, and I don't appreciate it.
You're so inarticulate explaining yourself.
This is the thing, Kenya. I have an issue with you, and then you do the Kenya.
Oh, did I twirl? Did I say Gone with the Wind fabulous, honey?
Classic Kenya. She's being, every time I come to you, you dismiss me. And I've been dismissed.
Please give me one example.
I told you 10 times. You hung up the phone on me,
yes,
right?
we talked about it. And I apologize. And you apologize. What other issue have you had since that?
Well, let me think for a second.
I'll wait. on you.
What? Wait, hold on. What? What are you saying, Sheree? Wait, Sheree just told me you told her we didn't show up. I called you twice. Did you call back? Did you find out? Did you try to get us there? Why would I call back? I thought y'all were going to go on a catamaran, so what is the big deal? You haven't checked on us all day. I was working. You want me to stop running and say, oh, the girls aren't here, guys. I can't work. Let me see. Hi, Kenya and Sheree. Yeah, actually, I do. Why does it seem like Kenya wants to pick a fight with me? Like, I sent the invite to whoever wanted to come, so I wasn't surprised when she didn't show up. Now, you know, if Kenya really wanted to be there, she could have called a cab like she did yesterday. Kenya made it. Hey! What's up? Like, that's how you treat your guests? Kenya, I was working. I would not expect you to stop what you were doing. Right? I told you earlier that I felt a way, that I felt like you uninvited me. For some reason, I went to the lobby. One at a time. We can talk whenever we want. But I sent you a text.
Hold on, please. I don't rock like that. Don't with my wife.
Don't. You know, like, you know, his wife was emotional. I didn't really feel like he was necessarily directing his words just at the girls. He was really directing it to production. That's really what happened. He was like, look, you know, he was like, I'm not just talking to y'all. I'm just saying, stop fucking my wife. He was directing it to the whole production because he felt like they set Sanya up. Because really, if somebody don't get an invite to something, it's not necessarily always because the person didn't want to invite them. I mean, we know Sanya was working. Right. She ain't really caring who goes where, you know? Mm-hmm. So he felt like they set his wife up.
Okay. The number one question. Carlos King. He's been doing the podcast. The people were going to be upset if I did not bring this up, okay? Because
you're the first person to ask me this today, okay? What about him?
Okay, so, you know, Carlos, former executive producer of the Housewives of Atlanta, he's been doing the podcast and talking, and whenever he criticizes the show, he brings you up. A lot of the fans, well, you know, a lot of the fans, they go to Twitter and they're like, oh my God, Carlos is coming for Kandi. So it's been like this whole thing on social media, and people think that you and Carlos King have a beef, including me, because then you went on to speak on it and somebody asked you about Carlos and you were like, we're not cool. And it wasn't like, it's like no beef or nothing. It's like something had happened. So my question is, what happened?
Oh my gosh.
Do we have time? Because this is like
another person that he's another person that I think, you know, when they say I've tried to help people and then it comes back to bite me in the ass. Okay, so first of all, my main issue with Carlos is he is the one who stole my group's life story and sold it to TV One. And for that, I just can't get past it. He had been working with us that entire season on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Last year, he was with us. Him and Todd had already had some like little business issues, because they were doing a production company together. So they already had some things they had dealt with personally. But, you know, we were trying to move past that and still work together on the show because he was executive producing. What season was that? 9 or whatever? Yes. And he was his last year. Okay. So let's say the season wrapped in November. In December, someone tells me, I was talking to a friend. I was like, hey, we should do like a movie about, you know, our group's life or whatever. And they were like, it was a director that Todd and I were speaking. And they was like, somebody's already doing it. And I was like, what you mean somebody's doing it? And so in my mind, I'm thinking it was one of my group members or something. And they was like, yeah, it's a network that's already like, because I took a meeting about directing it. And I was like, what? Now, mind you, just wrapped season 9. The season in like either top of December or November, November right there. December, I'm hearing that this movie has been sold to a network. So I come to find out a couple weeks later, I'm trying to find out what is going on, and come to find out it was, in sidebar, his other producing partner, one of the producers that worked for him, who was also at the time I thought was super cool, had called my mom, was like, oh yeah, we want to do a interview you because we're trying to do a documentary about girl groups or something. So we want to ask you questions about, you know, say my mom was going to do it or whatever, but come to find out, he was the person who had did the deal with TV One to sell our life story. He was, and my mom, and it was going to try to ask my mother questions about us unknowingly to get more information, I guess, for the show. So anyway, I just thought that was the lowest thing that anybody could ever do.
Wait, so but how did he have the rights to your story?
He didn't have the rights to our story. What I found out, because of course, you know, I was calling lawyers and everything, and I found out at the time that when you're a public figure, people can do unauthorized stories about you. Right. And at the time, we had already done like behind the music type of thing on TV One or whatever. Okay. No, TV One. Remember, you know how they Unsung, yeah. So, you know, they had certain information that I guess they could base the movie off of. But my thing was, I was like, never once, all them years we have been around each other, he had never once told me that he was trying to do a movie about us, and to be able to go behind my back and to do that, and that's our life story. Right. I was like, I can't fuck with him ever again. Wow. I did not want to. I did reach out to him at first. He didn't answer the phone because I had just heard it, so I wasn't sure that it was him. So I was calling him and be like, yo, like, what is this? He didn't answer my calls. But then when we did some things to start like reaching out to the network to try to get the whole situation shut down, then all of a sudden he reaches out to me, and I want to talk after that. I was like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't ever have to talk to you again. And that's just how I feel. I'm like, that is the lowest of the low. Our first spinoff was the wedding, or one of them. I think our spinoff was the first show that he was executive producer for. I literally fought for him to be executive producer of my show, to be the lead executive producer. Right. So for you to have somebody that you went out for, and I always respected him as a producer to do that to me. I was like, I have no respect for him. And so for him to now, every time he turn around, he got something to say about me. I'm like, I just give him no energy. But that right there, my life story, that shit gets me, makes me emotional, and it pisses me off. So yeah, I don't have nothing for him. Nothing. Like, how could you do that to somebody? You're around them every day.
You don't know each other.
Like,
even if you wanted to do it, be upfront about it. Like, I'm doing this. What you think?
Yeah. He could have asked, like, if anything, I would have just asked me, like, hey, how do you feel? It's an opportunity or whatever. Like to just do that and not say anything. Wow. And I could hear in the streets.
Wow.
I was like, yo, cut off.
Kandi.
Never again. Do not.
Why do you believe that Kandi and Todd would try or even think to try to drug you, to take advantage of you? Why would you think that?
Speak on the subject. So what I want to do is have Phaedra speak, because she's the one who told me that Kandi said that.
You said that? That I wanted to drug her. It's some bullshit.
I said I was told. I did not accuse you of that, Kandi. I asked you, and at that point, you told me it wasn't true, and I let it go. But what I'm telling you,
not true.
Yes, I did let it go. I absolutely let it go. But I'm telling you, I was told that by Phaedra, and she can explain to you where she got that.
I repeated it because I heard it.
No, she said it. She said it to you, Phaedra.
No, something was brought to me. I repeated it.
So people always think that it's because of the whole Phaedra and Porsha, and that is not why. I still to this day will say I do not believe he ever told her that. He said he never told her that. The networks, did they questioning or whatever? He never told her that. That is a lie and to the depths of hell. So y'all can stop telling that story. Y'all need to go buy the Bravo book. They explain to you that Carlos did not tell her that. So y'all can stop believing that lie. No, I do not mess with him because of what he tried to do to my group in our life story.
Did y'all share an office? I heard somewhere that y'all.
Yes, we did. When he first was, leaving. Trying to do his own thing. Him and Todd were becoming partners, and his office was in my office building. Not that I try to bring that up or anything, but yeah, like we was cool, like cool. That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you go from having that type of relationship with somebody to stealing their life story? I do not know.
Yeah. Wow.
I never done anything to that man.
Right. But give him storylines. For the
it was bad enough that him and Ty was having their disagreements in their business, and some of the things that he did we felt like was foul or whatever, but business is business. Sometimes people fall out in business or whatever, but for him to do that, still a life, this is my life, like you